being honest, you've had some affiliation with the American Wrestling Association back in the day.
Yeah, I did. So there's, I wrote about this in my book a little bit, but there's a lot more with it. So I was always in contact with the AWA, American Wrestling Association. Verne Gagne, I sent Verne Gagne tapes of our show back in '84, and so I was, and then what I did, I was 14 years old. I'm sending Verne tapes of our show, wanting him to see what we were doing, and I didn't hear anything, so I called the offices of the Minneapolis Boxing and Wrestling Club. They're in the phone book, and I'm nervous as heck. Here I am, 14 years old, calling the offices of the AWA, and I asked for Verne Gagne, and I was put on hold. They asked who I was and everything, and they put on hold, and I'm thinking I'm just sweating bullets here while I'm waiting. I'm thinking Verne's going to come on. Then a guy comes on the phone. His name's Roy Nelson. I'm like, who's this? Well, he explains to me that he's Verne's talent agent, and he's just, they got the tapes, and they watched it. They're not quite sure what they want to do, but he said, anytime you want to call us, give me a call, and we'll talk. The door's open. Just, I want to keep us informed of everything you're doing going forward. So I had an open door with the AWA that way in communication. I always let Roy Nelson know everything we're doing, including all these events. So back to the AWA. So I had sent tapes to Verne. I was put in touch with this guy by the name of Roy Nelson. And Roy, he was Verne's agent. He always told me to keep him informed. And so I did. All these events, I would call Roy up and say, yeah, Roy, we're doing an event at the Anoka Armory. I remember I told him about the first one. And I said, we're calling it Superstar Spectacular 86. And he kind of chuckled. And I said, was there something wrong? And he says, oh, no, this just sounds like something we would do. I said, oh, okay. And I told him about this event and everything. And so the AWA was well aware of what we were doing. And for this event here, like I said, we did our posters up that said All-Star Wrestling. You see them in the preview thing? And Chris Barger, who are an announcer and interviewer in all the shows that you've seen interviewing the guys, and he's also one half of the Rock and Roll Express as a wrestler, he reads an article in the paper right prior to this show where Verne went out and sued somebody out in the middle of nowhere in Minnesota for using All-Star Wrestling for their event. Because it's a trademark of the AWA. And so Chris is like, I can't be involved with this. If we get sued or something over using that and it comes back, Chris was convinced that Verne was going to shut us down because we were using All-Star Wrestling. Believe me, Verne knew we were doing a lot of things. I was saying brought to you by the AWA on our intro and outro credits. I was giving credit to Roy Nelson in our credits. Roy even asked, I guess you got my name in the credits. I said, yeah. They were well aware of what I was doing. They left us alone. And I'll tell you why I think Verne left us alone and just let us do our own thing. Part of Verne had to appreciate what we were doing. He just did. And just think, we had all this positive newspaper articles and TV. We were on Eyewitness News, positive story on the news. We had the Star Tribune doing Sunday paper articles on us. It was all this positive stories. Verne knew that if he were to come out publicly and go after a bunch of kids doing wrestling like this, it would not look good for his image.
Exactly.
On a kids organization. So Verne kept his distance, and he just kind of let us do our own thing. And you gotta appreciate that.